Hello and welcome to GamerDad. So you just picked up Elite Dangerous and want to get that best, biggest ship that you're looking at right now, the cutter? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that, plus tips and tricks to start the game to save you money, time, and get the best things you need right from the start. This big beautiful ship in front of you right now is called the Cutter. It is the Imperial's flagship for everything. It can run cargo, it can be a battleship, it can be a runner, it can be a pirate vessel. I've played this game for over 1,500 hours, and this is one of the 3 ships that I own multiples of because it's just such an awesome ship. It's basically the ship everyone complains about in game because it's just too powerful. So of course you're going to want it, right? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that, and to do that we need to rank up through the Imperial ranks to Duke. And to do that, we are basically going to become a glorified mailman for the first little bit of the game, which will make you a cool $70 to $80 million if you grind it out, make you a Duke so you will have access to this ship, and give you access to the Clipper, which is another great ship that I love, that will be a great mining vessel and a core miner like no other. So these are the ships to get, I believe, right from the start. And if you start grinding out the Imperial ranks when you start the game, you can basically, you're just running between stations back and forth. So you can learn how to land, you can learn all of your controls really well, your landing gear. Just get comfortable with everything as you're learning so that later on, after you've done a bit of the game and you actually want this ship, you're not doing this monotonous back and forth when you've already done this sort of stuff over and over again. So when you first start the game is the best time, in my opinion, to do this grind, because you get access to the best ships. So when you got the money, you can buy them, and you get to learn all of the basics and how to figure things out. So I'm going to go over a bunch of stuff with you. We're going to go over how to get the cheapest ships. We're going to figure out how to find systems where it's 15% off for all of your modules and ships, which will save you millions on the initial buy of your ships. Plus it will also save you on insurance claims, because in Elite Dangerous, don't fly without a rebuy, which is basically 10%, or no, it's 5% of what you ship is worth. So if you got a ship that's worth $1 billion, you're paying $50 million every time you crash that ship. So if you can get that ship at 15% less, if you're spending $1 billion on a ship and you get 15% off of that ship, that's $150 million off, which is another bunch off your insurance. So things to think about and things we need to do right from the start just to keep our costs down and make it as enjoyable as possible. Also, I don't know why you'd want to go in all those other plebeian ships when you got ship interiors like these. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, as I said, we have a rank to grind out, and right here I've already started it out a little bit here, but we're still only at Surf. So you'll see on the next one here that Surf is just at the very bottom of the ladder at number 2, and we want to make it to Duke to have access to the Imperial Cutter. So to do that, we are going to become a glorified mailman between a few systems. Now, you start out in the starting area of Azoth and around there, and you need to make your way down to Manani. So to do that, you'll have to run a couple courier missions, data courier missions in the starting area to upgrade your FSD to an A grade to get your little tissue paper box ship down to where we need to go. Then we're going to be running a loop between Activis, Renani, and Galen. Is as best as I can say it. But we're going to run a little loop for data courier missions between these 3 systems, and we're going to do it over and over again until we become a Duke and we can get our cutter. So we're going to do our power management and all this stuff. If you hadn't known about this, I'm just going to give you a few pointers on things that I kind of missed when I started the game, and I think should just be quickly drawn attention to so you can check it out yourself. So this is the prioritization of power modules. So the numbers I'm selecting here is how you prioritize what shuts down first as your power begins to shut down. So obviously put life support as number 1 and thrusters and sensors at number 1. Power plants, stuff like that. Next, you need your fire groups. So it's always a real pain in the butt when you get into a firefight and you don't have your fire groups planned out already. So take a look at that, take some time in that, and figure out how to do your fire. Another thing to look out for is bookmarks. They're really nice to use. So you can click on create a bookmark, and then you go over to the menu, click on the menu, and you can edit the bookmark, and then you can name it anything you like. So that works really well, keeps kind of some key points. You see I have a bookmark for Manani down there, so I know where that is. And then I also have another bookmark for the double platinum hotspot for mining spots and things like that. So that's something that is kind of gone under the radar. That happened to me. I didn't figure that out until later on. Also, when you first start up the game, you want to go into the Galactic Powers menu, and you want to go into here because this is where you get Prismatic Shields, and Prismatic Shields comes from Aisling Duval, and you can go into her menu there, and you see that if you're pledged to her with a rating of 4 for 4 weeks, you get Prismatic Shields, or a rating of 3. 750 merit points is what we'll have to do. That's a whole nother video, but align yourself where it says down at the bottom here. You need to align yourself to her as soon as possible, because at the end of the 4 weeks we'll be able to do the little runaround she wants us to do, and then we'll be able to buy Prismatic Shields, which is very important. So okay, so one of the first most important things in Elite Dangerous is learning how to use the third-party website tools, and one of those tools is EDDB, which is basically an entire database for commodities, ships, modules, where to buy things, where to find things, how to get there, where to sell your minerals after you've been mining, all of that sort of stuff. So right now I want to go buy an Imperial Eagle, and I want to get my 15% off, and where you get 15% off is in Ryu space. So I'm going to type in my Imperial Eagle, I'm going to type in a couple modules that I might want to get, and then I'm going to type in Ryu space, and then I'm going to type in the current system I'm at. So I can do this. So I selected a 3A power distributor because I want the station that I go to have at least some A-rated stuff, so I can at least figure out. Li Yong Ru is who I want the powers to be, because that gives me, if it's controlled space by them, I get 15% off of ships and modules, which comes out to quite a lot of money in the end, and it also cuts down on your insurance. So right now that's the system I'm in right now, and then it's going to show me the closest systems that has that stuff. So Gagu is the closest system that has an Imperial Eagle with a 3A power distributor in controlled space by Li Yong Rui. So I'm going to fly there, and I'm going to pick up my Imperial Eagle,
because that is the best place to do it and the cheapest place to do it for me. Now here's an example of the Clipper, which is going to be the first large ship that we're going to buy, and it's 22,295,000. At this other place that's controlled by Ryongru Space, it's only 18,951,000. So right there I'm saving $3 million off this ship, right? So that's pretty good, and that's definitely worth the effort to go someplace else, I think. Okay, so I am buying that ship after I've done a few runs, but the reason why we're buying this Imperial Eagle ship is because, well, it's Imperial and we are doing this the Imperial way. And also I find that this ship is the best ship for the Super Cruise trick, which I'm showing you right now. So I've flown into the same system, we're flown to Hickam Survey. We've flown in at the same time from the same position, and we're going, and I'm going to use the Super Cruise trick with this ship from a point that you've probably never seen or anybody has. But I'm going to go when I'm below 10C for speed and dropping speed quickly. I'm just going to do a little tap out and tap back on target, and that's going to get me going fast. And faster and faster, and then we're going to hit that. And I mean, this is so much quicker. This is like saving you more than a minute every time you hit a station. So you're going to be hitting these stations like 100 times. So this is going to save you literally hours and hours of time. And you'll see that the one there is, that's where I hit it. I do a little nod to the target and I start cruising and cruising and cruising, and you can see I'm going faster, 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 but I'm really not. I'm slowing down to 1C, and then I hit the thing. And then we're at the station already. Now I did this one because I do fly through the station. That's kind of a little glitch, but nothing ever happens. You don't blow up. So I just wanted to show you that so you can see that it's nothing to be too scared of, but you will be scared the first time you hit it. And now we're cruising along, and this is if you did not do the Super Cruise trick. So the Super Cruise trick is you got to lock onto your target, be super cruising to your target, and then when you hit about 10C and you're decelerating in the Imperial Eagle, and it's the only ship I know of that can do it, you can hit it way sooner than you can any other ship. Most people say you got to be going slower than 2C or at 7 light seconds before you hit. But I mean, I've been hitting it at like just less than 10C and like sometimes 40 light seconds out, and I'm still hitting the station and stopping, and it's saving tons of time. So as you can see, we're still cruising here. We're still cruising. This is like a minute longer without a doubt. So gotta do it. Okay, so we've just made it down to the triangle that we're going to be running courier missions around, and I'm still in my Sidewinder right now. But when we select missions, we want to take the missions that have reputation plus all the time. So when you complete the mission, that's the one you take. I know it's not going to show you money, and I know it's going to be less money than the other ones, but you'll still get money for almost every single one. Some of it is good when you get bonuses. Even if it says $10,000, sometimes you're making $100,000 off that trip. But money is not really the focus right now. It's grinding reputation for the Empire so we can get access to the Clipper, which will be a very good mining vessel as soon as we get it, and it's basically the cheapest mining vessel. You can A-rate a Clipper for 50 million, and it's a large vessel. So you can have a very good laser mining outfit, you can have a very good core mining outfit, it can be an awesome pirate vessel, it can be an awesome runner vessel. Gudamaya and the Imperials make the fastest ships there are, so that's why we're grinding this out to start. So we're looking for reputation, and that's all we're worried about right now. Even taking the low paying missions and just taking it for reputation every time, you are still gonna make 80 million give or take, by the end of this grind. So with that 80 million, we're gonna buy a couple ships. We're gonna buy our mining ship, which will be our clipper, which will give us a very nice mining ship that's very capable, very fast, can outrun pirates, can hold its own if it needs to, and is just a good all-round ship. I think I love it. So I have 4 of them in my other fleet. So we're gonna get that, and we're gonna be on our way to the cutter, which is the ultimate mining ship and the ultimate cargo ship and basically the ultimate everything ship. So we're working our way towards that, and we're just gonna stack missions, courier missions in this triangle back and forth. Now you could grind it all out with the Sidewinder, but that's no fun, and we want to do it the Imperial way. So we're going to buy the Imperial Eagle, which is basically the fastest small ship in the game. And like I said, this thing works awesome with the Super Cruise trick like I showed earlier. So you need to practice that Super Cruise trick with this thing and get good at landing, because when you got your mining ship and we got the clipper out, and even when you got the cutter and all those big ships, the landing doesn't work. The automatic landing doesn't always work. It's a little glitchy with the big ship sometimes, and it can actually blow up your ship, get you caught in the mail slot and stuff like that going into a station. So the best is to learn how to land your ships on your own. It's also quicker once you know how to do it, and it gives you that skill, fine motor skill for flying after you've practiced and you get it down. So yeah, I'm just buying my Imperial Eagle here. It's basically going to be stripped down with some A-rated thrusters, A-rated FSD. I try to go A-rated everything that I can except for sensors and life support, of course, because we'll just do the D-rated for lightweight on those, and then basically everything else is stripped off for travel distance. So fun little ship to fly around, awesome little ship to do your mail courier with, and to grind out this run. Now for a little montage on building up reputation. As you can see here, selecting missions, completing them, building up my reputation with all factions. By the end of this little grind, I'll be worth about 70 million. With 70 million, or the 57 million that we're going to have at the end of this, I can A-rate a clipper, Imperial clipper, for laser mining, which will net us about $30 million with the current meta every... Now, as you can see here, I've made it to Marquis, which is 1 rank below Duke. We're at 100%, so we just need to complete a Imperial mission. That mission is going to be delivering 40 units of beer. I am worth 57 million in the bank right now, so more than enough to buy our clipper to outfit for laser mining, which will be very nice. I'm going to show on the next episode how to outfit that ship, how to outfit it for laser mining, and it will be a very good ship. I already did 1 run. It was about 40 minutes, like I was saying, to get a full cargo hold. So that works out very well. The ships that the Imperials make are the best. We now have access to all of them. We just have to grind out for our cutter, which I said we need about $500 million for that. But there's a couple different ways we can go right now. We can go engineering, we can go grinding out a cutter, we can buy an exploration and go looking for our FSD boosters for the Guardians. All of that stuff is basically our next step, which is open to just about anything, because we now have the ships that we will need to make the money to do what we need to do. Have a good one. Like and subscribe. Thanks for your time.